Hello, and welcome back to Great Stay Night. Last time we got Saber back into fighting form, and we are taking on Berserker. Let's just get right into it. The Silverline dashes forward in reply. Berserker lands in the center of the clearing. A huge body descends, and Saber runs straight for its landing point. The ground trembles. As if stomping a meteor, Saber attacks Berserker. Oh, it is the return of the legends. In this forest filled with the morning mist, the two shadows clash without ceasing. Berserker is just overwhelming. If this horizontal blow is a whirlwind, his ascending blow is a waterfall. If Saber takes such an attack, it would prove fatal even for her. Saber repels such attacks straight on without faltering. Against storm-like blows, she deflects them with all her might. If she doesn't, she would be slashed in half along with her sword. The infinite blows that continue without pause are in fact a blow diverted with all her might. The continuous sounds of clashing. Their ranges are, well, different. Their speeds are different. The strengths remaining are too different. The only thing possible for Saber is to smash her sword into the unavoidable attack and stop her from slashing her by offsetting it with her own blow. So she's just defending herself at this point. To speak metaphorically, Berserker is a broken rock drill. The blades spinning in all directions will mercilessly destroy all that approach. If one reaches out even a little, that's it. One would get entangled in the blade and be shredded into pieces, unable to even run away. A normal human can't go up against such a thing. If approaching it is fatal, you can only run away. But Saber places herself within the blades and does not retreat. So, she will be cut down bit by bit. The swords make sparks, and it's only natural for her arm to splinter bit by bit. She's constantly putting herself in fatal situations. I just hold my breath. There's not really much else to do now. In ancient times, the heroes that went up against dragons must have all been like her. Could we use our bow to distract them a bit? They know well enough that the strengths are different. But still, they bet on the chance of a lifetime. A great violence surpassing human. They defend until only the opening appears, and many warriors died when no such miracle occurred. Their fight is just that. A dazzling battle that takes my eyes away, but it has only one end prepared, with it being Saber's defeat, as she is hurt more by the seconds. The roar shakes the ground. Berserker's whirlwind cuts through the wind and flings back the defending Saber. Saber's armor chips away with every blow, and as she hits the ground, she charges bravely at Berserker without falling to her knees. But as she's already at her limits, Saber's breathing wildly and her movements are slowing down even to my eyes. She's not even trying to create an opening in Berserker. Saber will be slashed by him in a few more blows. In my clenched fist is a bow. I just came out of a save, so I'm not going to worry so much about the saving, but I mean, it seems pretty obvious that he could at least try to help. The absolute worst case is that Berserker changes target, but that might create an opening. I'm not really sure Berserker has the leniency to actually switch what he's doing. He definitely has the advantage, but if he divides his attention, will that be enough? The instant Saber's flung away, I fire Berserker. This won't hurt him, but it should at least take his attention off Saber. The arrow that hits Berserker's temple does nothing. Okay, so he doesn't even need to pay attention to it. I can't even get his attention. That giant does not block. No, he doesn't even care about my attack. We should attack Elia. No, we should attack Elia right now. Because even if we don't intend to kill her, will Berserker be forced to actually go back and help her? She's defenseless. We don't need to try to kill her. We just need to divide his attention. Elia's laugh echoes through the forest. I can't do anything. Saber's about to collapse in front of me and I can't do anything. I'm too weak. I can't hit Berserker no matter what I do. All I'm doing is distracting Saber. Seriously, go after Elia! We don't need to kill her or even try to kill her. All we need to do is divide the attention by putting her in danger. A strong blow. Saber repelling that attack has her feet driven into the ground up to her ankles. Into the ground up to her ankles? Damn. The blows are heavy and fast. The axe sword flying above Saber's head comes down. Sword shaves off some of her armor as she flings herself away and breaks the ground. I feel like I'll grind my teeth down. Am I unable to do anything after all? I can't protect Saber nor fight alongside her. There's nothing I can do. All I can do is... Oh, was that the...
ならば、せめてイメージしろ。お前にできることなど、所詮その程度でしかないのだから。
Oh, okay. That guy said so.
外敵などいらぬ。お前にとって戦う相手とは、自身のイメージに他ならない。
That's right. What was he saying? It wasn't his usual harassment. Those words held an importance that I need to understand right now. No, saying that. Weren't all of his words a warning that I shouldn't have ignored? Saber's body's flung away. She didn't jump to get away. She took a blow. That storm-like blow landed right on her side. Saber totters. Oh. Concentrating strength into her numb fingers, she faces Berserker again, coughing violently. The giant monotonously opening saber has finally shown. My voice won't reach them. It's useless for me to say anything, so it's useless for me to have a bow mimicking archers. Do I still not understand what I can do? What I should be doing? That's right. What do I need in order to save Saber? I don't think it's a sword. A bow won't do. Even a lance won't be able to pierce him. And that doesn't mean I should have the same weapon as the enemy. That giant. To defeat that mountain, I'll need a sword. Why? A sharp and gorgeous sword of the king that will defeat the enemy in one blow. Like that golden sword so suits her that I saw in my dreams. My head hurts. Bearing my nausea, I still stare at Saber. But ironically, I feel I'm going crazier the more I stare at her about to collapse. Saber and Berserker's movements seem to be in slow motion. Many switches are arranged in a row. Coughing, Saber bends her body in pain for an instant. Berserker smashes down his axe sword with all his might. As if making a line, the firing hammers move into position one by one. It seems like knocking down dominoes. The triggers are pulled all at once. I mean, it would be sort of ridiculous if Emiya could suddenly use, like, an Excalibur-style strength attack. Like, she has Excalibur at the moment, right? She doesn't have that other sword she was using. That almost seemed like a replacement. Berserker's blow smashes Saber away. It's fatal. Saber's body is split through the waist, and her pieces are thrown into the air. The only thing flung into the air is Saber's armor. Okay. Berserker's only smashed Saber's armor. Saber created an opening to make Berserker take a large swing, and Saber charges in at top speed using all the energy she has left. Where's Rin? Isn't she supposed to be helping? A black howl surges out, but he can't retreat from Saber, who's right in front of him. She places both hands on her sword and slashes the Berserker with all her might. I can't believe it. The giant that seemed to be rooted in the ground is smashed back a few meters by Saber just below. That's it. We're gonna need a lot more than that to beat him. And then... Good. Okay, finally. Its true final attack is executed instantly. She must intend to fire from as close as possible. Chisaka jumps down from the branch high above and throws her jewels as she descends. A rain of ice whirls down. In its 3 giant icicles shaped like spears have enough magical energy concentrated in them to blow away a whole mansion. Leah, who's only watching until now, screams. She must have realized how dangerous that attack is, but it's too late. The spirit of ice isn't just falling. As it's fired, it's accelerating to skewer Berserker. There's no way he would be able to dodge it. A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, a shotgun of ice, perfectly coordinated with Saber's desperate attack, and it's gonna miss. And it has more than enough magical energy in it to be able to kill Berserker. But... he swings his axe sword through the air. Even as he's pushed back by Saber, he destroys 3 blocks of ice with his quickly readied axe sword. Splashes blood. Perhaps because he swung with only one arm, the ice is not completely destroyed and it lacerates his arm. Not only that, the ice refreezes on the giant's arm and stops its movement completely. But still, it only got one of his arms. Oh, are we in a position to actually act on that? Saber raises her voice. It's only natural, because Berserker's other arm has grabbed Chisaka's body as she's descended onto him. Oh. Chisaka's face contorts in pain. With Berserker's power, should be no problem to crush Chisaka. I run. I don't care if I'm only dragging her down. I don't care if I can't do anything. I'll let him crush Chisaka. Saber must not have any power left to stand, but she lifts her body. Chisaka must be in pain as she reaches out with her face downcast. She smiles and speaks boldly. Oh! She saved the other ones? Good. Everyone gasp. Saber, I and even Berserker must have frozen. She's horrible. She knew this was going to happen and yet never told us about it. Berserker puts power into his grip, but it's a second too late. Ah, clever. Very, very clever. Good job, Rin. Bullets of light are fired. 4 jewels are used. The rapid fire from perfect point-blank range kills the Black Mad Warrior for sure this time. Probably. No. Yeah, definitely not. Yeah. And he's splendidly, perfectly blown away his life. Yeah, maybe? Are we really gonna win like this? This seems way too easy. Did Berserker's head get blown off? Blood splatters over me and I'm at least 10 meters away. Ah, this is spinal fluid. Okay, too much information. I can't be too happy about it when there are things other than blood mixed in it. What, blood would be okay to be happy about? But I'm sure it wasn't overkill. He was a monster. I bet Chisaka would have been crushed if she didn't blow off his head in a single blow. No, don't calm down, don't calm down. He's gonna regrow his head or some shit. I slow my running steps. Chisaka is still held by Berserker, but the battle's over. Berserker's face is still covered in white smoke. From the smoldering sounds, it must have been a huge explosion. I hear Chisaka's voice. She's looking into the white smoke dumbfounded. Hold on. Is it just my imagination? Berserker's fingers holding Chisaka are digging deeper into her. Chisaka's just staring at the white smoke. But it does not last long. A large cloud of white smoke fades away. And in it? Oh. He looks more human than he did before. Not as berserking is Berserker's face, though it was clearly blown away. The Misaka is at a loss for words, cowed by the demonic stare. Shut up, you! Laughter echoes through the clearing. The silver master controlling Berserker from the edge of the clearing is laughing. Right, they did mention him getting fatal blows from Archer, didn't they? Ooh. Oh, that's part of the legend, isn't it? Why 12? I can't say I've ever heard that part of Hercules before. Interesting. How many times did Archer kill him? She must have figured out something important from Ili's words. It's like his eyes are strained in faint regret. But why is it 12 deaths then? Because 12 deaths? That doesn't line... That doesn't really line up, but okay. Okay. Is the amount of lives actually part of his legends? Or is it just some connection of numbers to give reason to the numbers? Well, okay. Good thing we know how many times Archer killed him. More specifically. I can't hear Ilia too well. I just see her run up the Berserker out of the corner of my eye. Saber dashes to her. Tasaka tries to tear off Berserker's fingers, but they won't even budge. Then... the burning eyes glare at Tasaka. Oh no. Oh no. Tasaka screams. The giant's fingers dig in as they scoop out Tasaka's guts. What lies ahead is the inescapable figure of her, miserably crushed. I run. I forget who I'm against or where I am. My mind is already burned up. Saber slashes at Berserker. The invisible sword is swung at Berserker's defenseless arm as if chopping a vegetable. But it has no effect. Sword bounces back. Not only does it not hurt Berserker's arm, but does not even loosen Berserker's grip on Saga. It must be painful for her to even move. Saber swings her sword desperately as blood spills out from her mouth. Saber? I know we had the whole Noble Phantasm talk, but... you think you could take out 5 more lives of him? Just as a possibility. Her face freezes as she sees me run up to the Berserker. I smack my bow against his back. The giant does not budge. He must think nothing of me at all. My fingers are numb. What kind of body does he have? If I, the one doing the hitting, my hands go numb. Huh? I raise my face at Saber's voice. In that instance, my body flies in the air like a leaf. I drop like a piece of trash. Berserker smacked me with that frozen sword. The bow I instantly blocked. The bow I instantly blocked with is easily smashed, and I'm thrown so far. I writhe in pain. The breaking sound was not from the bow. One of my arms is bent like a spider's. It really hurts so much that I want to smash my lungs up. I can't breathe right from the blood coming up my throat. But it doesn't matter. Breathing will just make me pass out. I shouldn't be breathing right now. Yes, that's a good way to survive. And I get up. Right now I have to. Run. It's my turn this time. I'll break his arm into save Tasaka. He must have his eyes in the back of his head. He swings his sword as if flinging away blood. As if flinging away a bug. I can dodge it. I won't be hit by something. Someone with a frozen arm. Damn, my body's thinking. Must have scraped my leg. Damn it. So break my leg when you haven't even hit it. I can't do that. I won't let Tasaka die. But I need to save her. A weapon blade would be good. Yeah, I'm not sure how useful that having a weapon's going to be. Maybe a blade that has completely different powers and completely independent of my own strength. All on my feet are the remains of the destroyed bone. Above me, a berserker's sword coming down. I pick up a broken piece. Descending sword, there's no time to think. I channel my magical energy to it. I easily succeed at strengthening, but the sword comes down, the broken piece is totally smashed this time. My body, that should have dodged the blow, collapses. There's no meaning in strengthening such a broken piece. If I'm to do it again, I have to do it from the very beginning. Nothing should be impossible. There's a model. Anyone can imitate it. Serve to reach the foundation, composition, work experience, Simon. The giant turns. Must have decided to kill this annoying nuisance before Tasaka. Good. That gives me time. Raising my body, I glare at the giant. I have no fear. My mind is already burned on. But behind me. Prepared for even her own elimination. Saber is determined to use her holy sword. I don't know. Save. Okay, crap. Now that neither of these are committing to it happening, one of these is definitive, one of these is, let's consider our options. One of these is, let's act right away, which could be a positive. One of these is, let's possibly do something different, which could be a positive. One of these is potentially selecting something that could be very bad, which is a negative. One of these is potentially hesitating, which could be very bad. Fuck it, that's what I choose. Is that the only option? Sort of light appears in Saber's hands. Maybe he's hesitating and letting her do it. I don't know. Maybe. Berserker's hand squeezes Tasaka. I don't know. I have no power and all three of us will die as things are. Is that the only option? Our only chance for victory is to spend Saber's scarce magical energy and use an old phantasm that endangers her existence. The giant releases Tasaka and charges straight her Saber. The Berserker blocks a holy sword that breaks the ground. Yeah, she's gonna use it, it's not gonna work, and we're just gonna be left here to die, right? Honestly, both of these could have gone extremely badly. I guess this is a hesitating and letting it happen sort of choice, more than a hesitating and being like, wait, we can do something else sort of choice. The silver armor collapses, turning all the remaining magic energy into lightsabers on her knees. In front of her Berserker, still in full shame. Yeah, that was always a possibility. Saber's figure starts to fade. Saber has to be able to stand as she glares at Berserker on her knees.
お前も残念だったでしょバーサーカー。セイバーの魔力が万全だったのならお前も死にきれたでしょうに。
Is that what he wants? Damn. The giant sword is swung. Without waiting for Saber to disappear, the giant smashes her body. Saber has disappeared. I knew this. The Saber used her holy sword, she disappeared no matter who won in the end. I knew it and I still didn't stop her. Maybe? Again, the choice, if that was supposed to be explicit, like, yeah, I'm specifically choosing to let her do that option, then it was phrased horribly.
これでおしまい。さあ、どうするの、お兄ちゃん。このまま逃げてみるか。おとなしく私に殺されるか。
Mind you, it might have intended to be vague enough that you didn't know exactly which one it would do.
あ、そうだ。自分から私に殺されるって言うんなら、リンは見逃してあげてもいいわ。
You're a liar. No, you won't. You just kill both of us regardless. My ability to think is deficient. In front of me are the pieces of meat that used to be Saber along with lumps of earth. I can't get away? If I can't get away no matter what I do, then at least... I'm getting a lot of bad ends lately.
いい子ね、シロ。
I mean, I'm one of them I like purposely chose because I thought it would be a bad end, but...
じゃあ、連れてきて、バーサーカー。まずは、もう逃げ出せないようにしてあげちゃって。
I guess the wind takes away everything below my waist. Well, why didn't he do that earlier? Pain and despair shut off my senses. I'm fading. Left in the clearing is Sasaka's body already crushed. Yeah, you won't kill her, but yeah. Bad end, yeah, I'm shocked. Shocking though. Tiger Dojo. Yeah. Yes, I...
些細な選択ミスで猫地獄にまっしぐらなあなたを救う修練場タイガー道場である。
あーす、まさに絶好調。今ノリに乗ってる弟子1号です。
キャットアウトヘブン。
私なんか悪いことした？
You normally do something bad.
黙らっしゃい。タイガー道場も8回目ですが、今までイリアちゃんがシロを殺めた数実に5回。
So if Elia wasn't in the story, we'd have such a smoother time.
大量殺人にも程があるでしょ実際。
へえ、こんなの可愛い方だよ。
Well, I mean, Berserker is... He is pretty cute. Do we count those other ones as kills? The like, body swap thingamabob?
だって最終的に一番シロを殺す回数が多いのは
Himself!
てい、ネタバレ禁止権。
ふーんだ、当たらないようだ。だいたいね、リストじゃ私は最下位なんだから。
No, you're not. There are definitely people who killed me less.
ほら、ちゃんと見なさいよ、この手帳。
うわ、こんなキラーリストが出回ってたのね。
You know, those illustrations probably don't actually have anything to do with the story. It's like, I wonder if there's like spoilers in there. Or like they represent a character or something like that, maybe. No.
って本当だ。ちょっと何よこの嘘記録。なんでイリアちゃんにいい子でしょうなんてついてるの？
I'm pretty sure. Have we not had a dog in this? We should get a dog.
それは私の立ち回りが優雅だからよ。
Berserker should get the Good Girl award, but not girl technically. Good boy. Good boy, Berserker.
暇な人は私がシロをやっつけるエンドを残らずチェックしてみてね。
Actually, Sakura technically should. If we're going by the pure definition of Good Girl.
再殺賞さんなんかとは微妙に違うことに気がつくから。
微妙な違い？ま、細かいことはどうでもいいか。
People with enough time to check out all the ends where I kill. Huh. Well, most kills of Shro. Well, whatever.
考えると疲れるし。さて、今回のタイガー道場ですが。
Whoa, 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 whoa. Thinking tires me out. Tiger, come on.
選択自体は間違えたものではないと思うけど、どうしてこんな結果になっちゃったのよ、弟子1号。
You don't think that the choice is wrong?
純粋な魔力不足よ。
It means that the choice was inevitable to fail in the first place. But why would the other choice not be inevitable to fail too, in the same concept, if that's going to be the approach?
セイバーはエクスカリバーを使えるほどには回復したけど、フォーグに注ぎ込むだけの魔力がなかったのね。あんなへっぽこなエクスカリバーじゃ、バーサーカーの命2回分も怪しいわ。
So we could take off one at least? I suppose. Interesting.
なるほど。今回は懸命であったがゆえに負けてしまったと。
Well, no. You're talking like I was supposed to be choosing to use Excalibur when I really wasn't.
よし、受けに回ってもし、攻めに回ってもしの無情なタイトルオープス。
相変わらず微妙なバランスね。
微妙っていうか、キャラ性能的に積んでる感じね。
やるべそう。じゃ、今回の道場はここ。直前の選択肢に戻って、若さゆえに無謀あふれる選択肢を選んでみてね。
Yep. That. Yeah. Directly telling me to do that. Holy moly. What's it we got in here? Go and do the immature reckless choice, eh? Haha. Great. So, so this is, the Tiger Jojos are in here. So I still don't have 2, 3, 4, 5, but I've gotten the last 3. Oh, that's a lot of them. Is that the Tiger Dojos throughout all the endings, or just Fates? Because if that's not all the endings, then my goodness, I have a long way to go. And I have a hard time believing I have a long way to go, so that's probably just Fate. Just based on how long I've been told this, I can't imagine just one route being that long. Unless there's a lot of crossover, but that would be... I have no idea how much crossover there is between the different routes, admittedly. Apparently I have played for 27 hours. I have probably left this just running at times, like, say, like in the middle of an episode, just being like, oh, I have a choice, so I'd say, okay, I'm gonna go, like, get a drink of water, fill that up, maybe take a break, maybe think about some stuff. Contemplate life and stuff, you know? Ooh. Delicious. Delicious, delicious water with a little bit of Gatorade put in for a slight bit of flavor. But water still just better. For me, conceptually. Yeah. Okay, this is probably a better... Well, maybe a better idea for how far we are through it. Closer than probably the Tiger Dojo stuff. Oh my. Okay, well. I wonder which choice to pick. The wind unravels. I start to see the golden sword in Saber's hands. The one that must not be used. Sword I told her not to use under any circumstances. I snap. It makes the last rope holding me snap. And I use the command spell. My left hand is burning. One of the command spells disappears.
どうして、もうこれしかないではないですか、シロ。
Saber, this is gonna sound freaky, but I might have already let you do that, and it doesn't work. I don't know. I don't know anything about that. All I know is that you'll disappear if you use that. I won't allow that. And I can't forgive myself for not being able to let her use her sword freely, and for not being able to save Sasaki myself. Saber falls to her knees. Just releasing the sword against her like that. You can't use that sword in your condition. So wait. If you can't use that sword, I'll make one that you can use. Oh. That's a...
現実でかなわない相手なら想像の中で勝て。自身が勝てないのなら勝てるものを幻想しろ。
That said, it's obvious. That's the only thing I can do. Make her a sword? Huh, okay. will it be different than her just using her normal sword? Because... So make it. Make something that will not lose to anything. Always imagine the strongest. Imagine the best imitation that will deceive everybody, even yourself. It is not difficult at all. It is not impossible. From the beginning, this body was a magic circuit specialized for this purpose alone. I spring up. My whole body's burning and my left hand feels like it's on fire. Saber's voice is filled with blank amazement. She's staring at what I'm holding, which should not exist here. Does this sword have a will of its own? I don't know. I don't even know if there's another sword in these King Arthur mythos. The golden sword does not stop, and as it pulled towards, it slashes through the giant's arm. Is this like a more powerful sword than fucking Excalibur? Isn't that like not like the opposite of the point? What is more famous than Excalibur? When being famous is what gives something strength. Saga falls with the arm that was grabbing her, and the sword that cut through his arm shatters like glass. All the blood in me regurgitates. There's no problem here. The sword broke. That's impossible. If I imitated that sword, it cannot be broken. It broke because it was not sufficient. My image of it fell short of the real sword. His eyes stare at me. The giant sword is swung to really kill me this time. I do not care about that. He's not my opponent. For Emi Shiro, there's only one opponent. The sword just now wasn't perfect, so I'm gonna focus on perfecting my crap. That might be the best thing for him, because he's very externally focused. He's not like, what could I do to do this better? He doesn't do that much, does he? Instead, he's like, oh no, this situation didn't go exactly how I wanted, and I was supposed to play this role because I feel obligated to play this role because that's how I am, and why didn't I save you? It's like, maybe it's because you didn't do things good enough. No, why didn't I save it? I'm here. I should have been able to. Not that I think I'm actually capable of it, but I should have done it regardless, etc. The unbreakable sword broke because there was a flaw in the assumptions. If I am to duplicate it, I can not only duplicate its shape, I must also be able to reproduce the maker. The maker? Who made it? I don't know. Maybe there is another sword, I don't know. I hear a gasp. In front of me is the axe sword swung like a storm, a defending sword that is being made. I don't know if I'm desperate, but I'm blocking the attack with the sword in my hands. That's none of my business. What I need to do now is make this real. That is a mistake as well. Emi Shiro is not made for fighting. Your fight is a mental fight, a fight within yourself, a fight with yourself. I know that without being told. What I must do is simple. Okay, what's called projection? I concentrate. I am challenging myself. No deviation or compromise is allowed. Judging the concept of creation. Hypothesizing the basic structure. Duplicating the composition material. Imitating the skill of its making. Sympathizing with the experience of its growth. Reproducing the accumulated years. Excelling every manufacturing process. We have two! Now I bind the illusion and make it a sword. The giant howls. Okay, should I be fighting with the sword? Because I'm still not that good. The sword blocks the numerous blows, mashing madly. But this is it. How am I blocking it? It has a will of its own. I'm tossed away. So the sword fights, but I'm not actually the one fighting or something? As soon as my consciousness returns, the sword must have left everything in my hands. I'm easily thrown away by the attacks I was easily blocking until now. The sense of my arms are already gone. My wrist is about to rip off as I can see the red meat. My leg won't move. All my muscles have stopped working. I can't stand up. I made the sword that surpasses Berserker. Somehow. which is somehow better than Excalibur. But that's all. As I'm only a maker, I cannot handle the sword. Saber? A shadow engulfs me. He must know he needs to kill me first now. Berserker pursues me like the wind and swings his sword. But his sword is deflected. As I stand there in blank amazement, I notice another hand over my hand. The air shakes violently. The giant launches an attack with all his might to destroy everything. But just before that,
Shiro, Teo!
I hear her voice closer than anything. The Berserker attacked me like a gust. Saber must have rushed to me like a gale. Having rushed to me, Saber turns around and... the sword of rock breaks. For some reason. A flash of the golden sword smashes the giant's axe sword, slashes into the hard body end. If the shape is similar, the ability must be similar as well. The golden sword digging deep into Berserker engulfs the giant's body from the inside. The golden sword... is this Excalibur 2 now? Or I don't fucking know anymore, man. That's only for an instance. I thought it was supposed to be a different sword. Why is it the golden sword? It didn't directly call Excalibur a golden sword previously. Something about the light disappears and silence returns to the forest. A strength departs from my body. The body was so hot. My body's so hot that it starts to cool down. Words. This whole thing. The sword disappearing from the tip. Just the tip. I watch it absent-mindedly. We stand next to each other, holding up the same sword until it disappears completely. Wind blows through the forest clearing. Wind blows through the forest clearing. Neither the howling that shook the ground nor the blows that cut the air remain now. The undefeatable giant becomes motionless and said so in a deep voice, gazing at the knight that defeated him.
これはカリバーン。王を選定する岩の剣。永遠に失われた私の剣。
Okay. Very quick looking it up. Excalibur and Caliburn are the same thing? I am so confused.
ですが、
今のは貴様の剣ではなかろう。それはその男が作り上げた幻想に過ぎん。
Saber nods quietly.
所詮はまがいもの。二度とは存在せぬ剣。
So what is the fucking sword she already has?
だが、
Berserker's chest splits open. Oh, he's speaking quietly, so he must have lost his berserkness, which implies he's at his last life or some shit. Slowly, from the wound made by that light, he crumbles away like sand.
その幻想も侮れぬ。よもやただの一撃でこの身を7度滅ぼすとはな。
He puts no emotion into his dying words. The mad warrior follows his role until the very end, and his existence disperses as if fading into the air. Okay. I am still just gonna be so confused. Oh, and I'm probably going to be recording well ahead for this and catch up over time to what I'm recording ahead to. So I'm probably going to stay confused because I'm sure. I would not be surprised if someone gave me an explanation or something. I don't know, man. I feel dizzy. That must have been the cause of using such excessive magic. My blood that ran wild is crushing my brain with too much oxygen. And on top of that, I have a headache that my head is splitting open. It's because the enemy has disappeared. That thing numbing my pain has disappeared. The dizziness and the headache come at me as if to make up for what has accumulated.
シロ、
Saber supports my collapsing body, but she can't have any energy to spare to care for me.
いや、大丈夫だ。ところどころ骨が折れてるけど、命には別状はない。
何を言うのです。あれだけの投影魔術を使ったのですから、今は休息を取らないと。
いや、けど。
There's someone I have to talk to first. Ilya and...
イリアスフィール。
Saber prepares herself. And leaves staring at the place where Berserker used to be with empty eyes.
ちょうどいい。何のつもりかは知りませんが、追う手間が省けました。潔く。
ダメだセイバー。イリアには手を出さないでくれ。バーサーカーがいなくなったんならイリアは。
I stop Saber with my remaining strength. She must not realize we're here. Staring at the ground, Elia murmurs.
嘘。バーサーカー死んじゃったの？
That seems to be the case, yes. She sounds like an abandoned child.
イリア。
I restrain Saber with my hand and quietly call out to her. She must have noticed me from that. Elia raises her head and... You're not getting anything you want today, are you? Suddenly, falls to the ground like a doll being switched off. I don't know what's going on. I just stare at the girl on the ground. As this replacer, Tasaka gets up. Berserker's hand has disappeared, and it seems she's finally free. Oh, consciousness. I must have relaxing Tasaka's safety. Feel like I'm about to faint. But I can't whine like that. Even though we defeated Berserker, we're still in the forest. We have to push our wounded bodies. Get out of this forest now. Why? Just go to the place. I look up at the dawning sky that we were and rest for a bit. It sounds far away, and I cannot find any uninjured allies nor any place in my own body that's not hurt. But still, we made it to the morning. The night I was prepared not to live through. I feel like it was morning most of the time we were there. After driving off the greatest enemy, we leave the winter forest. Okay. Well, have fun with that, Eliam. We're gonna bring her with us, maybe? Interval level 4. Whatever that means. The sky's thin. Is it dawn or dusk? As I'm watching from outside, I cannot tell. A vast sky and a high field. A sky that seems unreachable even with arms outstretched. And clouds that do seem reachable with arms outstretched. This is the battle she once went through. There are no cavalry alongside. The grassland, once golden as far as the eye could see, is gone. Under the dark gray sky, the only thing stretching out is the remains of battle, which she is well accustomed to. There's no motion. For her, such scenes must have been ordinary. There's nothing left in her lonely heart. Leaning on her golden sword, she breathes deeply once and slowly relaxes her shoulders. Battle must be over. After glancing at the bodies of the defeated soldiers, she returns to her camp. That was the battle she experienced. The calm attitude is the same as now. No matter what trouble she's in, she's just as I know her. And in that way, I see the dream of a king. From the moment she drew the sword from the stone, she was not human. After becoming a feudal lord like her father, she became a king with many knights. She is called King Arthur, or Arturia, and the girl who had tried to become a knight, and her life turned around. She acted as the son of the king. That's because the one to govern many territories and control the knights had to be male. The only ones who knew that the king was just a girl were her father and the Magus. She literally covered herself in steel, and sealed the truth for all her life. But if that's what she physically looked like, she's pretty blatantly a girl, too. I'm just gonna know that. Especially with the whole battle dress thing going on. Of course, it's not like no one grew suspicious of her. I mean, with her dress and, you know, female undergarments and whatnots lying around in her room, but the knights, but the King of Knights with the Holy Sword will not suffer wounds or age. Excalibur bears the protection of the fairies, making its possessor immortal. Therefore, nobody questions the knight's small body, and the face that seemed like that of a girl became honored by the knights as a good-looking king. Okay, so because they believed it was a young boy who didn't develop through puberty all the way, basically. Of course, such things were not a problem. The king was truly invincible. There's no room for body size nor looks to enter into it. The people living in fear of savage invasions want a strong king, and the knights of the battlefield would only follow an excellent commander. And the king met all the criteria. And so, no one questioned who the king was. And does it matter the king is a child or a woman? The only point is that it must function as the king to protect the country. The new king was fair and selfless, and always stood in front of the army, defeating enemies on the battlefield. Many enemies and people died, but the king's choices were always correct, and she served as the king better than anyone else. There's no doubt, and no need for doubt, why the king was right. Knowing no loss on the battlefield, her army reconstructed the now lost cavalry and literally ran through the fields, defeating foreign infantries and crashing through numerous ramparts. Was she always in the front of the army because her country was behind her? She had to discard many people to join battle. As long as she joined battle, she had to defeat all her enemies. It was normal practice to meet military needs by sucking everything out of the local village for the battle to protect the country. In that regard, there cannot be any knight that killed more people than her. I do not know if she ever found that a burden. That's not something I can tell from a dream. But there's no doubt that in her figure running through the battlefield, she does not even narrow her eyes in grief when she sits on the throne. A king is not human. One cannot protect the people with human emotions. She kept that oath strictly. She settled every problem and worked hard in government affairs. She balanced the country without any deviations and punished people without a single mistake. And after ending yet another battle and victory, commanding people without disorder, and punishing hundreds of criminals. King Arthur. King Arthur does not understand human feelings. A knight close to her murmured, "Perhaps everyone felt that way." The more perfect she became as a king, the more they questioned her as a ruler. A person without human emotions cannot rule over others. Several reputable knights left Camelot, but the king took it as a natural event and accepted it as part of the process of government. Thus, the fair king, honored by her knights, isolated herself. But such trivial things are of no concern to a king. Her mind will not be changed even if she is abandoned, feared, or betrayed. There's no right or wrong. She abandoned her emotions from the moment she decided to pull out the sword. And in that way, her final battle began. The battle at Baden Hill ended in a complete victory. And because of the overwhelming results, the savages sought a reconciliation. The country that would have awaited destruction earned a brief period of peace. The chaos that demanded an absolute hero is ended. Britain is finally returning to the country she has dreamed of. The scene starts to fade away. Somehow, somewhere in my head, I realize I'm waking up and the dream is ending. I will lose consciousness and wake up soon. But before that, something really annoys me. She's stupid. Certainly, she must have been... Emmy agrees with me. She's stupid. Oh, God. Oh, not as stupid as Emmy, but he's getting better. He's getting better. Certainly, she must have been strong and good at fighting, but that doesn't mean she's well suited for it. I'm also angry at the people around her. If she doesn't notice it, someone else around her had to tell her. Or would she keep making the same mistake forever? Jeez, she has so many people around her. So why did none of them tell her the truth? And, morning, I wake up. We escaped Helios Forest and came back to this house yesterday afternoon. Tasaka went back to her room saying that the wound in her stomach was hurting and I also wanted to go to sleep since my headache was still around. That must have been because I carried something heavy all the way here. When I got to my room and laid down, I couldn't even get back up. How did I carry her? Wasn't one of my arms just like broken like a spider, was it? Saber was the only one unhurt. So Tasaka and I went to sleep, letting her keep watch over the house and... Or... carrying Tasaka, maybe.
半日眠ってたわけか。さすがに頭痛は収まってるな。
Carried something heavy all the way here. But if Saber's the only one unhurt and left her to keep watch... Either I carried Tasaka or Ilias here. I'm relieved. Ah, the thing with Berserker. The headache that started when I duplicated Saber's sword was terrible. If that headache continued, my head would have been broken before my body did. Wait. Hey, Saber. Saber's sitting Japanese style beside my futon.
なんだよ、朝から辛気臭い顔して。俺が眠ってる間に何かあったのか？
いいえ、ただ 夢を見てしまったもので。
Are you dreaming about my background in the same way I'm dreaming about yours?
いえ、何でもありません。それより朝食にしましょう、シロ。もう起きる時間です。
Saber gets up and leaves the room quietly. I don't know why Saber's acting so weird. I don't know, but...
枕元に正座してたってことは看病しててくれたのかな。
As soon as I think so, I recall that scene.
何考えてんだ。
I shake my head and clear the thoughts out of my head. That night, Saber and I touched one another because I'm her master. This really isn't changed very well to avoid the whole HC aspect of it. Oh yeah, we touched each other. Our hands touched. Our foreheads. What was it? Foreheads and... It wasn't very clear. Chest, maybe? In this version? I have to think like that or I won't be able to look at her properly.
平常心、平常心。昨日帰ってくるときはいつも通りだったじゃないか。
Yeah, adrenaline's a bitch.
それでいいんだ。
No, I was just too tired yesterday, but stay calm as anyways. In tiredness, I suppose. First of all, Saber will be troubled if I act like this.
よし。とにかく落ち着いて朝飯作らないと。
I take a deep breath and start changing. It's 9 in the morning. Saber must be really hungry, as we haven't eaten since yesterday afternoon. I guess you can call it morning now that it's past 9. Considering Saber, I'll make a fairly large meal.
シロ、今朝は私とあなただけですが、リンを起こさなくていいのですか？
We should probably make her food and bring it over for her at least.
ああ、みんなまだ寝てるんだろ。昨日が昨日だし、無理に起こすこともない。
And we have the
飯
plural.
は作っておけば勝手に食べるだろうし。
And we have the plural, which implies Ely is also here. Yeah.
そうですか。それでは早めに支度をしてもらえると助かります。
All the males
も
in
うこん
these...
な時間になってしまいましたから。
Is it a coincidence that I'm killing off all the other males? Between Archer being left behind and Berserker dying.
分かってる。体の調子もいいし、食べ終わったら道場に行こ
う。道場に行くとは、まだ私と剣の鍛錬を続けるのですか？
なんで？日課じゃないか、あれ。どうしたセイバー？なんか変なこと言ったか？
あ、いえ。もう鍛錬はしないのだろうと勝手に。バーサーカーが倒れた今、シローがそこまで必死になる理由はなくなったのではないかと。
そっか。言われてみればそうかもしれない。
Sasaka, Saber, and I are common enemies now gone. Not that Sasaka really has much of a reason to do anything else with Archer gone. We cooperated because we were targeted by an enemy superior to us, and that's why I trained as well.
でも鍛錬は続けるぞ。俺はまだ半人前だし、セイバーは剣を持つと本音を出すからな。
When I say it to help, I mean it's fun.
はあ。道場での私は本音を出しているのでしょうか？
出してるよ。少なくとも気兼ねはしてないだろう。
Oh boy.
俺もその方が楽だし、セイバーも肩の力が抜けていいんじゃないか。ともかく午前中はセイバーと剣を合わせるのが日課なんだ。数少ない俺の楽しみを取らないでくれ。
Yeah, that's a guilt trip. I take ground beef and pork, and mushroom and onion and eggs out of the refrigerator and head to the kitchen. Also need breadcrumbs, alcohol, salad oil, and...
はあ、そういうことでしたら、私も反論はありませんが。
Saber murmured something in the living room. I'm already in the kitchen, so I unfortunately couldn't hear her. Okay. Yeah, I'm probably gonna record more just like this weekend when I'm recording this. But for now, I'm going to call that an episode. Just because of some timing things, so... I will see you all next time. Drive safely, everyone. Hopefully that isn't too short of an episode. I know I took some longer breaks, so I'm not exactly sure how much, so... Yeah, I guess we'll see. I'll see you all next time. Drive safely, everyone.